Have you ever felt like the title Front-End Engineer is just a little bit too vague? You're definitely not alone. It's a role that can mean so many different things depending on who you ask. Well, today, we're going to cut through all that noise. We're going to bring some much-needed clarity by exploring 4 distinct archetypes that really make up the modern front-end world.
So what's the deal here? Why is this even a problem? Well, front-end engineer has basically become this giant umbrella. It's covering a massive range of skills and responsibilities. And look, this ambiguity isn't just a small thing. It creates real confusion for companies trying to hire the right people, and for engineers like us who are just trying to figure out our own career paths.
And to be perfectly clear, this isn't a bad thing at all. It's actually a supernatural evolution of the industry. I mean, as web applications get more and more complex, it's pretty much impossible for one person to be a master of everything. Specialization is just bound to happen. What we really need, though, is a better framework to understand and organize all these different specializations.
And that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to dive into a model of 4 distinct archetypes. You could think of them as different flavors of front-end engineer, each one with its own unique focus, its own goals, and of course, its own set of superpowers.
All right, so here they are. We've got the UI specialist, who we'll call the artist. Then there's the application architect, or the engineer. After that, the infrastructure and tooling expert, also known as the enabler. And last but not least, the full-stack front-end, or the product generalist. Okay, let's break down what really makes each of them tick.
So let's kick things off with a pair that often works really closely together, but they focus on completely different parts of the user experience: the artist and the architect.
First up, the UI specialist, or the artist. Their entire world revolves around the user experience. They're totally obsessed with how an application looks, how it feels, and how it responds when you interact with it. They are that crucial bridge that turns a static design file into a living, breathing, pixel-perfect reality.
So what are their superpowers? Well, it's all about that final polish. We're talking about crafting rock-solid CSS architecture to keep things manageable, having a deep commitment to accessibility, making sure the app works for everyone, and the skills to build these incredible, complex animations that just bring a product to life. They make sure the interface is not just working, but is genuinely delightful on any device you use.
And their toolkit? It's all about bringing that design vision into the real world. This means they're masters of animation libraries like FrameRemotion and GSApp, they have a seamless workflow with design tools like Figma, and they live inside the browser dev tools, hunting down and perfecting every last visual detail.
Now, on the completely other side of the coin, we have the application architect, the engineer. So if the artist obsesses over how a button looks and feels, the architect is obsessed with what happens after you click it. They see the front end not just as a visual layer, but as a complex software system in its own right.
Their superpowers are all about that deep, underlying structure and logic. They are masters of state management, they design the smartest ways to fetch and cache data, and they're always thinking about client-side performance. They build that robust foundation that lets all the complex business logic run smoothly right there in the browser.
It makes sense that their toolkit really reflects this focus on structure. You'll see them using state management libraries like Redux or Zoostand, incredibly powerful data fetching tools like React Query, and relying heavily on TypeScript to build code bases that are scalable and way easier to maintain. GraphQL is another tool that fits perfectly in their world.
All right, we've met the artist and the architect. Let's move on to our next 2 archetypes and see how this all comes together: the enabler and the generalist.
Okay, this one is fascinating. The infrastructure and tooling expert, their primary customer isn't the end user, it's their fellow developers. As the enabler, their whole mission is to improve the developer experience, making it faster, safer, and just plain better for the entire team to ship code. So what do their superpowers look like? We're talking about setting up slick, automated CI/CD pipelines, optimizing build tools so they're lightning fast, implementing really solid testing suites, and managing the crazy complexity of huge codebases, often in a monorepo. Seriously, these folks are a massive force multiplier for any team. And their toolset is all about automation and performance. They live and breathe in build tools like Vite and Webpack. They manage huge codebases with tools like TurboRepo. They build confidence with testing frameworks like Playwright, and they automate everything with platforms like GitHub Actions.
And that brings us to our final archetype, the full-stack front-end, our product generalist. This engineer is just absolutely driven by shipping features. They want to take an idea from a simple concept all the way to production, and they are not afraid to work across the entire stack to make that happen.
Their superpowers are all about speed and having a wide range of skills. They're amazing at rapid prototyping to test out ideas quickly. They can design and build the APIs they need without having to wait around for a back-end team. They're totally comfortable in serverless environments, and they just get the entire product lifecycle, from that first spark of an idea all the way to launch.
And you can totally see this 0 to 1 mentality in their favorite tools. We're talking full-stack frameworks like Next.js, database tools like Prisma that make data access simple, platforms like Supabase that act as a backend in a box, and super streamlined deployment platforms like Vercel. All of these are designed to help them ship end-to-end features fast. Okay, so we've met all 4 archetypes now. The big question is, why does this matter? How do we actually use this knowledge? Well, it all comes down to building a balanced and truly effective team.
Let's break this down by what really drives each of them. The UI specialist is chasing visual fidelity, right? So they're measured by things like cumulative layout shift. The architect wants code predictability, which you could measure by bug density. The tooling expert is all about developer velocity. How fast can we build and deploy? And the generalist? It's all about feature delivery and time to market. You see, they're all optimizing for different things, and all of them are vital.
This quote just nails it. It really gets to the heart of the matter. You just can't build a great product with only one type of engineer. A team full of artists will make something gorgeous that's probably pretty fragile. A team full of architects will build something that's technically perfect but might be impossible to use. The real magic happens in the mix.
So here's the most crucial point. Success isn't about finding some mythical unicorn engineer who embodies all 4 of these archetypes. That's not the goal. It's about consciously building a team that has a healthy mix of all of them, where each person's strengths perfectly complement the others. That right there is the secret sauce to a high-performing front-end team.
So, I'll leave you with this to think about. As you reflect on your own skills and your career, which archetype do you think you are? Which one resonates the most with you? And maybe even more importantly, when you look at your current team, where are the gaps? Who do you need next to create that perfect winning balance? Something to chew on.